Hi. Um, I don't know why I decided to um, turn on photo booth on my MacBook and speak to myself in front of the camera. Um, I guess maybe there's just I have a lot of things um, in my mind that I need to pour it out. So I relapse. Um, I have an autoimmune disease, and it had been okay for about 2 months before, and I relapsed a week after I had a trip overseas. It's only Singapore, but it's kind of a big deal. It was kind of a big deal because it was the first overseas trip that I had ever since the pandemic began. I missed it a lot, and actually, to this day, I still cannot believe that I could travel again. Um, so, yeah, maybe I brought this upon myself because so I went to Singapore mid March for 3 days and 2 nights, and then afterwards I went back to work for 2 days, and then we had 2 day national holiday, and in those 2 days I went out and walked a lot. Um, so maybe it was like already building up from the moment I went back from Singapore. Um, I walked a lot in Singapore, and then in those 2 national holidays, I walked a lot as well. I should have rested, but I just couldn't help myself. And I almost didn't regret it, mainly because the Singapore trip. Yeah, I know. I should have rested in those 2 days afterwards. But the trip to Singapore, I didn't regret at all. My main objective to go there was actually to see Harry Styles with my friend Karen. Um, Also, other stuff like Karen met up with her family, and I roamed around Tiong Bahru, did sightseeing a little bit. Yeah, and it's Singapore. What do you expect? You are kind of forced, not forced. Maybe forced is a word that one would use for if you're an Indonesian who cannot walk as much in here, let's say in Java, compared to Singapore. So I walked a lot, but I enjoyed it very much. And yeah, so I relapsed, maybe because I was too tired, and I now have the uveitis in my left eye back. It's been about a week now, and I still have discomfort in this eye. Usually, it recovers pretty quickly after I use the eye drops specifically for this condition. But I don't know, it's kind of different from the usual. It's still uncomfortable. yeah, now I also have like the hip pain back. It's been a while. It is what it is, I guess. Um, Now I want to talk a bit about the trip to Singapore. It's been 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, and I still cannot move on. I'm kind of embarrassed talking about this to my friends because I have mentioned it once or twice actually, and if I were to talk about this again, I would be just repeating myself because, well, it's the fact, it's the truth. I just keep replaying the scenes of Singapore, not just the concert, but the whole trip. Even from the moment I woke up early to go to the airport, up until we uh, left Singapore in Changi. Even the moments of going to immigration, commuting by MRT, walking to the hawker center at night for a late dinner. Yeah, I just keep replaying all of these things. Maybe I'm being too dramatic. Maybe uh, I am romanticizing the trip too much. But I guess this is what happens when you were in a lockdown for a long period of time, and then when the gate kind of opens and you are no longer held back, and now you just can't get enough of it. Maybe I am in that phase. I am experiencing that, and I just cannot wait to travel again. I have traveled last year, but only to a city like 3 hours away from here. Um, yeah, no, it's still traveling, but now that I have traveled again overseas, I want to do it again. Yeah, even going through immigration, um, walking around Changi, using the MRT, hearing Singlish again, using the bus, ordering food in English, but the owners cannot actually the owner misheard you because they speak Chinese mostly. I'm talking about the people in the hawker center, not um, in general. And maybe this is an assumption. I'm sorry if that's not true, but I uh, there's this one incident where I ordered something. I ordered fried vermicelli, and the owner, I guess, misheard it, and she came back with fried rice. Thankfully, I could still eat it. If it was noodles, it would go to waste because I can't eat noodles. Um, I miss it. Every day I keep replaying the scenes of the trip, of the streets, the malls, um, the way to the National Stadium to see Harry. I felt so joyous and grateful for being able to do that again. I felt so happy back then. I don't know, maybe if I rested in those 2 days, I could still see that trip to Singapore as normally without connecting it to my being relapsed again now. Maybe. But once again, no regrets for that Singapore trip at all. Yeah, it is what it is. Maybe it's time to get the treatment again. So it has no connection to the me being tired from the trip and me overexhausting myself during the national holidays. Maybe, who knows? It is what it is, and I lived my life in those days. I mean, I enjoyed it. It is what it is. So that's that. Yep, that's all.